Okay, so what we're trying to do here, I think we lost the focus on my painting surface, which is just a paper thing. We're just going to paint on paper. And I think I had this much better focused before. But here we are. And today we're going to focus on Mira Furlan. She's famous for having played, Ambassador Delenn in Babylon 5, and also a French woman on Lost, although that's not what I know her for. And she passed away in January of this year, 2021. So in memory of her, I want to try to do a painting. I think she was a great actress and an interesting person. And I actually got to meet her once many, many years ago when my children were very small, and I took sword and bow to a convention. And it turned out that Mira Furlan was a guest. But rather than reminiscing too much about this, I think that what we will do is we'll start to mix our colors. So I'm taking some red, and I don't know if you can see that, but I'm putting some red here. And I'll take some blue. And I'll take some yellow. We're making ourselves some brown because brown is the color of all things mixed together. And so I'm mixing them. I'm not changing the way this is. Okay. There we go. Actually, our brown is looking very black. So what can we do? It's looking almost black. I think I put too much blue in it. And I'll just start and see where it takes us. It's not very serious because this is just a sketchbook. This is not necessarily something that's going to go up on my wall. Mira Furlan, I believe, was Croatian, and her husband was Serbian. And at a certain point in history, it became not okay for a Croatian person to be married to a Serbian person and to be appearing in plays with a Serbian person directing her. And so she and her husband were harassed, and they had to leave their place of origin. And she became an actress in the United States. And her breakthrough role, I believe, was as Ambassador Delenn. Anyway, that's the first time I ever heard of her. And she was very, very, very good in that role. Now, at one point, Ambassador Delenn, I believe, had a baby. And it just so happens that that was about the time in Mira Furlan's life when she had a baby. Imagine that. It was 1998, and my daughter was born in 1999. So we had children of a very similar age. In fact, she was only a few years older than me. Her son was probably a year older than my daughter. When she met us, I was holding Bo and Sword was with me. And Sword at that time was very shy. She didn't want to talk to people. I think Mira Furlan came over to us to talk to us because I guess we were the only people with a chimpanzee there. And she was very friendly, very nice. She asked me about Sword, and when I told her that Sword and I speak Hebrew and that Sword didn't want to talk to people in preschool, because that's what she was in at the time. She was in preschool. And she said, oh, her son was very talkative and he liked to speak English, and he really didn't even want to speak whatever language it is that his parents spoke with him. It's funny because they used to say that Serbo-Croatian was a language, and then they told us that it wasn't a language, that there was only Serbian and Croatian, but they weren't the same. So I'm almost afraid to say what language they spoke. But she said her son just preferred English. And she was surprised that Sword didn't prefer English. And, Sword had perfect control over English, but she just was very silent when she didn't know people. This was supposed to have been brown, and it's way too dark. But Mira Furlan had a very noble face, noble looking face. She was very tall woman. Well, from my perspective, she's tall. I'm not tall at all. So to me, she was towering. She was a towering figure and very, very slim too, My dog, Leo, is relaxing. They say that she died of complications in West Nile fever, which is, an unusual thing. Just seems like so many people have been dying lately. everything good on her. If you do want to chat, you can, because I have access to it now. I'm going to add some other colors. Chief among them is white. I'm going to add some red here and some yellow here. And I'm going to add some yellow to what I thought was going to be my brown, just to see what I can do with that to make it more we want it to be. Okay, so I've got a little bit more brown here. Some blue as well. There is something very blue, and her eyes are quite blue. And some blue different eyes. She did like to wear blue a lot. I seem to think that she was wearing blue jeans when I saw her. long and regal. Yeah. And of course, we want her flesh colored, even in the shadows, flesh colored shadows. Really dirty. Okay. After she died, the people who had made a business of harassing her apologized for what they had written, about Mira Furlan. I really wonder about that kind of apology. If you're going to apologize to someone, does it make sense to wait until after they die to apologize to them? Wouldn't it make sense to apologize earlier? Or maybe not to do that at all? What do you think? Does it look like Mira Furlan? She had this very intelligent and somewhat intense gaze. She would look at you a certain way. On the series Babylon 5, she started out being bald, because she was a Minbari. But then they decided they needed her to be prettier, so they added hair. And there was this thing where she was going to become more human or something. I think that was kind of funny. I mean, the idea that hair is more human. But since they were setting her up for a romance, she had to be more attractive. I think I can see her smile. Subtle, subtle smile. is my version of Mira Furlan. The year here, 2021. Julia said this is cool. All right, everybody. So this has been quite the year. We won a few, we lost a few. I got better at painting, and then I seemed to get worse at painting. I painted on canvas, and then I decided I was going to paint in a sketchbook. And this is what the painting looks like. And I don't think that we're going to be doing a lot of live streams for the next week or so. So thank you so much for your support and for watching, and have a wonderful new year. And, and have a Merry Christmas, which comes before the new year. And I will see you on the other side, and maybe I'll have some more tricks and ideas about how to paint better. But for now, we're just going to try to sign out. Bye, everybody.